Hey everybody, Esther and I are here at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival Fleece Sale. Oh my god, Fleece-O-Rama. And we're going to talk a little bit about what Esther's thinking about buying and why and what she's looking for today.
So I have found 3 fleeces already and I haven't even walked around for like 3 minutes. And if you see, there's so many fleeces on the tables and there are some even bags on the floor that you really have to make sure that you're looking well. Excuse me. So here are 3 that I'm sort of hoarding. And you do, in a show like this that's almost a little competitive, you have to make sure that you're very aware of what is yours because someone could swoop in and take it right away from you. So I have here some fleeces that were in the show, and with a fleece show like this, there's always some sort of tag that tells you the farm, if it's in the show or if it's just being sold, or if it's in the show and not being sold. It will always give you the price per pound, the weight, and if it's in the show and it won anything, it'll usually tell you what ribbon it plays. So you see we have a red ribbon, and this one looks like it got an honorable mention. So when I'm looking at fleeces, you can see, you know, it all looks very nice on the outside of the bag. It all looks, because this is the cut side. This is what's against the skin. So you see there's wonderful crimp. I see how this is a merino fleece. It's very fine, but to really see how dirty it is, you really need to make sure that you open it up. And so now I can see that there are some dirty tips, but it's not terrible. And really dig in there because, you know, everybody wants to put the good stuff on top, but you really have to dig in just to make sure that, you know, you're really looking to see what's in there so you don't have any surprises. I'm looking to see that this fleece is rolled into the bag, so if I wanted to do something like felt to pelt, this would be a good fleece for that. When I'm looking at fleeces, any fleece, I want to make sure I always pull a lock out so that you look at the individual lock, you can see how fine it is, the crimp structure. I also like to give it a pull and listen.
What are you listening for?
I'm listening for breakage. Because if the fiber is brittle or, you know, the lock breaks in half, then perhaps there was something wrong with the animal, or, you know, if that happens with a wash fleece, then you know that it was washed in an enzyme eating dawn or something, that the structure of the fiber has been, the integrity has been compromised.
Now, do you get put off by a lot of dirt, or what's your criteria around how dirty the fleece is and whether you will buy it?
Oh, this is gorgeous. It really depends on the price, how much work, how much time I have. Like, this is such an interesting color and it has such fine crimp that if it was terribly dirty, I'd probably get it anyway because it would be worth the work I put into it. Whereas if it's an expensive and it's still very dirty and it's very greasy, then I'm going to lose a lot in grease weight, you know. So this weighs 8 pounds. It's a merino, so it's a high grease fleece. So it'll probably weigh anywhere from, this one, sorry, it's anywhere between 5 to 6 pounds if I'm lucky. 7 pounds maybe I'll only lose a pound in grease, but you know, merino you're going to lose more grease than say in a long wool or something like that that's not as greasy. So that's also something to think about. $20 a pound is a high price, but it's a show fleece, it's very clean, so I think it's totally worth it. This Romney, also $16 a pound, very reasonable. Beautiful color, again that nice cream with some gray fibers, long staple, good integrity, line. This looks like it's a Leicester long wool, 7.5 pounds, $12 a pound. I mean, that's great. Again, nice long staple, great color. Looks like there's different colors throughout the bag. Digging in here, ooh, look, there's that dark. Gorgeous.
So when you clean this fleece, because it has all the different colors in it, after you're done washing it and so forth, do you sort out the color or do you keep it all together?
I keep everything all together because I like to keep the yarns interesting, although if you want, you could separate the colors and make specific colored yarns, or you could have one ply color and one ply another color and do it that way. But I like to keep everything together. I really love the fibers that have different colors in the same block, because then if I were to dye this, although I won't, but it gives you really good variation in the dye job.
That's great. Esther, are there any other tips that you want to share for people embarking on their first fleece sale?
Don't get frustrated. Go in there with an open mind. Be willing to get your hands a little dirty. Make sure you wash your hands when you're done touching all the raw fiber.
Good tip.
You don't have to spend $50 a pound to get prime fiber. If you just take a little bit of time, talk to the shepherds, and you can't really do that when you're at a fleece show, but you can take note of the farm and go to the barns and see if you can find the shepherds, and you can talk to them and really get an idea of how the animals live. They're happy, frolicking sheep, and that's important to me. And just have fun and let yourself get a little dirty and smelly and embrace it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Happy Maryland!